Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. You can call me Z, and welcome to Z Kingdom, a channel where I talk mostly and utterly about astrology, astronomy, and science, those nerdy stuff. Here and again though, I might talk about other topics that I love, like geography, languages, cooking, creativity, art, because I'm really big on those topics. So if any of those topics really pique your interest, don't forget to like this video, of course, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell so you never miss notifications whenever I post a new video. If I'm being honest, I haven't been posting for the course of like 3 or 2 weeks or so I sincerely apologize that I haven't been producing content, but we are back with a new video. And like you read the title, this video will be on the air signs in astrology. Guys, I'm personally excited for this one because I'm an air sign, Gemini born, and so really I guess some of the traits that I talk about will resonate with me pretty well in this video. All I want to say before we start though, if you are an air sign or you happen to have a lot of air energy in your birth chart, then just comment what you thought of this video, comment if any of the traits that I mentioned in this video really resonates with your personality, and so on and so forth. Don't forget to comment and share as well. So the air signs in astrology are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's the air sign element that comes after the earth sign element. In the earth sign video, I mentioned that the earth signs are the grounded ones. They are the foundation builders. They are the firm ones. The air signs, however, they aren't so firm and grounded. In fact, they're quite the opposite. Like I mentioned in the earth sign video, the earth signs take the energy of the fire signs and persist with it. Whereas the air signs take the earth signs energy and sort of, what I would say, I guess tweak it in a sense. The basic role of the earth signs is to see what they can utilize within this material world, to see how they can use this material world in order to reach success. But the air signs, it's not so much about using or, the practicality and everything, more so just the understanding, if you will. You see, the air signs want to understand how things are built. They want to understand how things are created, how things are made. They just want to understand how things are what they are. Therefore, the air signs are associated with curiosity, associated with learning, associated with logic. After all, if you do think of the air element, it can flow from one place to the next in different directions. It's so unpredictable. Of course, air is the most fluent and the most scattered out of all the elements. And of course, we can't see it. But what we can see is the effects of air. When it blows through someone's hair, or when it blows through the trees. And another thing is that we can feel air. We can breathe air. It's almost like air is a curious element itself. It's almost like air is a highly adventurous element. It flows from one place to the next. In a sense, you could say air likes to explore, air likes to learn, air likes to interact. And given the fact that air is the very source in us that gives us the ability to speak and voice what we think and our opinions, it's the air signs that are associated with thoughts, the logic, the communication, human interaction. It also could be said for these reasons that air signs are associated with mankind. After all, if you do look at the symbols in these 3 signs, the twins, the scales, and the water bearer, they all are symbolized by humans. Except for Libra, which are the scales. But let's face it, scales, even though it's like a material thing, it symbolizes balance and peace, which is, well, a human trait. It's the air signs that are responsible for you being able to make friends, make connections, and relationships with others. And much like air, we can't see words or how we talk either. Symbolizing that air is not so much of a physical thing, but more of a mental thing. So that means the air signs are much more good at using up here than using their physical abilities. This is why we're such approachable people. We always love to make new friends. We always like to get to know other people. Us air signs as well, we always just have this need to always want to know, because we just want to know more and more about them. We try our best to look quite presentable to other people so that we can make new friends and new relationships. When I say the word presentable, I don't mean in a physical way about like what we wear. I just mean like, try to have a smile on our face, try to look approachable. Trust me, an air sign is that type of person that you would just want to talk to for hours. We are great at communication. which makes us just so easy just to spark up a conversation or exchange ideas that we have. Trust me when I say we are never lost for words. Whenever we think or feel something, we will always voice it. Another thing as well, we just love to impress people with how articulate and smart that we are with our speech and our vocabulary. At least I know I love to. Not to mention, we can be quite creative, loud, and dramatic with our words as well. We are talkative, we are funny, we love to joke. I swear, some would say that we're the most jokey out of the entire elements because, well, I don't know, we love to talk. We just like to welcome other people into our space because we love getting to know them. Like I said, I remember growing up, I had lots of friends. To be honest, in school, I was never the kind of person who peaked in school, and I did get ridiculed by people now and again, but I always used to find friends that cared about me, friends that cared about like my future, like what I love, the kind of my hobbies, just things like that. You know, it was so refreshing. So air signs just tend to be the kind of people that everyone just tends to get along with naturally. You might even find how air signs, they just get along with everybody. Like if you're walking with an air sign, you'll just see them just hailing tons of other people, or like, hey Dan, hey Chad, hey Hannah, hey whoever. We tend to realize where we sort of like bump our toe in a relationship, and we can always like sincerely apologize and get things from the ground again. Relationships is one thing that we're really, really good at because we can get the words out, we can communicate properly, and we keep the relationship going. We keep the fun in the relationship. We always spark up new ideas in the relationship. We are also quite down to earth people. We are very much so well up here, but at the same time, we are quite spiritual in a sense. We love to stay in that zone. You'll see for us as well, we do enjoy freedom and space, especially freedom of speech as well. After all, air is all about being free. We're very unique in our own way. You'll notice that with us. The air signs are sort of like the nerds of the zodiac. They're sort of like, you know, the geeky people, you know, the technology-wise people. We tend to be stuck in our own heads a lot of the times, you'll see. Like I said, we're always up here. And so I guess, although we're down to earth, at least some of us you'll see, we do tend to constantly be thinking of constant memories or, you know, certain thoughts or certain feelings that we get in our heads. Thinking for us is something that we do on a normal basis. Like our mind goes like 100 miles per hour. We are definite visionaries and we always have some sort of plan in mind or some sort of goal in a sense for the future. We can struggle holding a firm sort of decision though, you'll see, much like the fire signs. For us, we will make this a decision, right? We'll say we're gonna do it, but sometimes we don't do it. Or in a sense, we might just change it and say, oh, I found something much more better, I think I'll do that. Versatility as well as fluency is something that I would say is one of our strongest gifts. Originality, our artistry, and creativity as well. I would definitely say so as well. Our imagination, at least my imagination, it's pretty cool. I would say it's quite remarkable in our case. We are connected and linked towards sort of like the analytics. They tend to be quite understanding people as well. Analyzing is something that we do on the daily. Like we'll always probably notice a certain sound, maybe a certain word, a certain object, think very, very hard for it, sometimes for hours just thinking about it, and we'll just search it up like, I want to know more about this. We can just hop from one topic to the next, talking about it, thinking about it, trying to know, you know, our minds could get so scattered. Honestly, we're just all over the place. I think that's what can make us quite unpredictable. But I guess in a sense we are predictable because our next move will always be something out of the world. We're very easygoing. We never like to take things too hard or take things to heart too much. I would say one of our biggest downfalls though is the fact that we can struggle at least with our emotions sometimes. Of course, there's not one human in this entire world that doesn't have emotions, but for air signs, we can struggle understanding our emotions. Because like I said, we're linked towards the understanding and the knowledge of things. And so because our emotions can be just so scattered and complex, being, you know, highly scattered people, we can struggle understanding them at times, especially for Aquarius. Aquarius is the one that has the most complex of emotions. So because of this, at times, you'll see how some air signs, we tend to distance ourselves from our emotions at times. One, because some of us might think that we don't want our emotions to get in the way of our judgment towards other people, which can be a positive, but at the same time, this can be sort of like a downfall for us because we tend to struggle in relationships and we can't find an emotional connection with our partners. We can use some help with our emotional simulation, and we can really help to pull that emotional side to us, a side that I think the water signs can really help us with. And that's what I really think. You know, if you are an air sign and you're struggling with your emotions, as it just having a water sign by your side or in your life can really help pull that emotional side out of you. I would say though, because of the fact that we're not so much, biased, opinionated, or emotional people, we tend to always look to the facts. But before we look to how we feel or our opinions, which I think doesn't really resonate as much with me. Because, if I'm being honest, I'm a person that always looks to how I feel about this situation before I look towards actual facts. But in the end, I always look to the facts. Much like air is, we always try to understand someone before judging them. We always try to, walk into their shoes, 1 mile into their shoes before, judging them. Well, the reason why I said just like air is because if you think of air, obviously it's what we breathe, so it just goes through everyone's lungs and back out again. It goes through everyone's lungs and back out again. It's almost like the air is essentially, sort of like, feeling the person, or like, walking a mile in the person, I guess you could say. But overall, we are highly intelligent, we are highly communicative, highly airy people, and we always like to be easygoing and really, really friendly. But our only downfall is that we may struggle with our emotions, especially in a relationship at times. So we do need lots of emotional simulation. So we need someone by our side that can pull that sort of side out of us. Now, let me tell you the prime differences between these three signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini. Now, Gemini is represented by the twins. What the twins represents is Gemini's duality, or Gemini's duplicitous nature. So I guess this represents how Gemini, the twins, they constantly, have different opinions. Or I guess you could say one twin might say something else, or the other twin might come from wherever they went into hiding from and just say something else. Like, we're always constantly going from one place to the next. So by this logic, Gemini is the most scattered of all of the air signs. Because you see, with us, we will always have multiple opinions on things. You also find how we have 20 different personalities going on in our heads. We might even find it very hard to stay firm on or grounded on one thing. But I do kind of say this trait as sort of a positive, because we will never just go with one, just one answer or one opinion because we're biased. We will always go for two opinions because it's sort of us, accepting that there are different views on it. This all comes from the fact that we are able to view the world on different angles. I actually think a lot of the Gemini intelligence come from their ability to acknowledge that there's just more than one answer for questions. We are ruled by Mercury, the planet of analytics and the planet of learning. I think it's Gemini out of all the air signs that really, really wants to learn. We're just such inquisitive beings. Like, we're just so fascinated, so interested within how things are what they are. Trust me, a Gemini will talk so much. They'll talk almost 5 hours a day about how much this one topic, makes them feel, or how much, this one topic's so interesting, so cool. We tend to rack up so much knowledge all at once. And like, whenever someone asks us a question, or wherever we feel the need to, or wherever we want to, we should share or exchange ideas, certain things that we know, certain facts that we figured out, all our studies. Much like air, we can just blow people away with how much knowledge we know. You also have to acknowledge that Gemini is a mutable sign, so they are constantly moving on the daily. There's just There's no staying firm in anything. Being mutable air, Gemini is going from one direction to the next on the daily in their sleep. We're also sort of like the kids of the air signs because we are sort of like the first in a sense. So we might possess some sort of like childish natures in a sense in comparison to the other air signs. Gemini is actually connected towards the understanding of words and communication itself, given the fact that we rule the third house, the house of communication itself. So you get the idea of Gemini. We are the curious ones. We are the explorative ones. We like to learn more and more things, and we love to share more and more. Libra. So Libra is represented by the scales. The scales are representing balance. The scales represent harmony and of course love. So much like Gemini, Libra also has two sides, but I think the only difference is that Libra wants more of a balance than Gemini does. You see, Gemini accepts that they have two sides and they embrace the fact that they're made up of different sides. But you see, Libra, they always want things to be just right. They want things to be perfect. Libra tends to struggle with indecision a lot more than Gemini does because of the fact that they struggle so hard to maintain the balance that they want, and also because of the fact that they want everything to be balanced and completed in their life. It can be said that Libra is constantly looking for love. Honestly, if you're looking for someone to help you with relationship advice, go to Libra. Librans, they can help you pretty well with that because it's just a constant experience with relationships that they have. They can let you know when your partner is not doing well for you. They can let you know when your relationship is just an unhealthy one. They can let you know when your relationship is going great, where you should get in a relationship with this person because they're the right person for you. You see, a Libra is always going to stay true to their heart. They're never going to. I feel like out of all the air signs, probably Libra who's going to stay the most loyal towards their emotions. I feel like that's the reason why Librans tend to get so anxious and so indecisive whenever they feel love. They're like, does he love me? Does he love me not? Does she love me? Does she love me not? You know, just constantly picking at the rose. So overall, because of this, it's Libra who really needs that person in their life that can complete their life, whether that be in a marriage, whether that be in a relationship, or whether that be in a friendship, or even with their family. They need that person who they know will complete their life. They need to find that person. So overall, Libra is the lover, Libra is the dreamer, and Libra is the charmer. It is Libra who will always stay committed towards a strong love relationship. Last but not least, Aquarius. Aquarius is symbolized by the water bearer. I do want to acknowledge that because of this, some people tend to think that Aquarius is a water sign, but no. They are in fact an air sign. The water bearer represents a man or a human being pouring water. What this represents is the ability to wash away the old and welcome in a new fresh start. Basically pouring in a new fresh start. Actually, while I'm talking about this, I really want to bring up the fact that we are actually in Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is basically just something that I've heard a lot of the times, like on the internet, or just like, some people in my life just talking about it. I was always just so fascinated about it. I wanted to know more and more about it. But I guess it's just like, the age where things are constantly just pouring out in a sense. I will make a video on this, so I probably will learn more and more about it, just so I could let you guys know. But what I will say is that some people might argue that the age of Aquarius is actually the age of innovation. Speaking in which, Aquarius are the ones who are the innovators. They are the most original out of the entire air sign trio. And some might agree that they are, well, the most unique and the most, out of the world, out of all the air signs. In fact, it's said that Aquarius is the alien of the zodiac. I guess because you could say they do come across as very strange and weird to other people. But I will agree that Aquarius is the weird one. But honestly, this is a positive because Aquarius, you'll always notice how they're just such creative people with their very brilliant ideas and such artistic and humanitarian movements. What I mean by that is constantly thinking of ways to help out humans, constantly thinking of ways to help out the animals, the ecosystems, such things as that. Aquarius is truly the one who's constantly thinking about others on the daily. Really, Aquarius is the one who takes their relationships the most serious, which is probably why they kind of struggle in relationships. Much like Libra, Aquarius wants everything to be sort of balanced and on the same page, but the only difference is that Aquarius just wants things to be equal. Aquarius wants to acknowledge the fact that we are all equal. We're all human. It's Aquarius who wants to really bring awareness towards the fact that we have to acknowledge certain other things, like how, I guess, the animals are being treated in factory farms, or the fact that how certain other people are being treated just because of their race. Just these things Aquarius will always constantly talk about and think about on the daily. So because of this, it could be suggested that Aquarius will think a lot more than Libra would. I'm telling you, Aquarians are deep thinkers. So whilst Libra and Gemini's mind goes 50 miles per hour, it's actually Aquarius mind that goes 100 miles per hour. It's not that Aquarius over concerns so much, it's just that Aquarius is constantly analyzing things and constantly thinking about what they analyze. It's really Aquarius that wants to experiment the most. They want to learn the most. This is why they have such articulate mindsets with an open mind and sharp intelligence. Actually, it's actually Aquarius that's seen as sort of like the adult of the air signs, because for one, how wise they are, because of the fact that they think so deep, and the fact that they're willing to raise awareness a lot more than Gemini and Libra would. It's Aquarius who is constantly learning about things. They are constantly trying to get to the bottom of things. Whilst Gemini and Libra wants to know for a while and they just move on to something else, Aquarius wants to stay on something. They want to look at things. They just want to get down to business. Aquarius is just going to be much more grounded than Libra and Gemini is. I guess because they are a fixed sign. They're fixed air, so they would be much more firm. I guess this is another reason for why Aquarius tends to be the most complex out of all the air signs, because whilst they want firm answers and they want to make things make sense, Aquarius still is very experimental. In fact, they're the most experimental out of the entire zodiac. Like, you'll see how Aquarius people, they love to get to know other people. They really want to get into friendships and relationships. But at the same time, at times, they just completely want to isolate themselves. They want to be alone. They want to have their space. But even though, with that being suggested, still, I feel that Aquarius, whenever it is a friendship that they get in, it's always such a beautiful and great friendship. After all, Aquarius does rule the 11th house, which is the house of friendships. Not to mention, given the fact that Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, Aquarius really likes to build alliances, really likes to build organizations, really loves to build groups, really like clubs, certain things like that. So I guess you could say, whilst Libra rules relationships, it's actually Aquarius that rules groups, I guess you could say, whether that be friend groups or clubs, things like that. So overall, Aquarius is the humanitarian of the air signs. They are the quirky and the weird ones. And Aquarius is the one who is always going to stay one step ahead of someone, at least mentally. It is Aquarius who is always gonna want to explore, as well as constantly analyze things. So overall, guys, yeah, that's my video on the air signs Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, don't forget to click the bell so you never miss notifications whenever I post a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, especially if you are an air sign or if you have a lot of air sign energy in your birth chart. Hope this really resonates with you guys. Like, comment, share to other people, like your friends and your relatives, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.